Welcome to 60 Skills. And tonight we're having a shirtless edition as we're having some HVAC problems. So don't worry, it doesn't get any sexier than this. But today's lesson or discussion is on the issue of how can I make meditation practice easier? For a lot of people, they tend to struggle with the art of meditation. It's something they know they need to do, it's something that they want to do, but often it's simply very difficult to make themselves do it. Now, this can be the result of a whole bunch of factors, but there are three things you can engage in that will make practice much easier. Two of these are relatively easy. The third one is a bit more of an advanced practice. So, what are those three things? First, there's the Mala method. Second, there are the single-pointed focus exercises contained in the Learning How to Concentrate course in the 60 Skills curriculum. And third, there's the use of Elementaries. So we'll have a brief discussion of each one of these things and what they can do for you and how they should be implemented. All right, the Mala method is just that. It's using a string of beads to reinforce your precepts. The way this works is you create a precept that says, I will practice 2 hours a day. By using the Mala method, this gets ingrained in your subconscious, so it's something you're just naturally drawn to do. Now, this is different from using willpower. You see, willpower requires a bit of concentration and actually takes energy to engage, and we typically have a limited amount of it. Precepts attack this from the other end via your subconscious. So practicing is no longer something that you have to make yourself do, but on the other hand is something that you just naturally do because it's part of your day-to-day. Why wouldn't you do it? So one part of this equation is the Mala method, and it has been successfully used by practitioners, monks, and neophytes for literally thousands of years. If it's worked for people back then, it'll definitely work for you now. Next, we have the issue of the single-pointed focus exercises, the Samadhi exercises, and the course material contained within Learning How to Concentrate in the 60 Skills curriculum. Literally, this builds willpower. Focusing your attention over time, what you'll find is that your mind becomes honed like a diamond. Okay, what does this really mean? What it does is it builds tremendous amounts of willpower very quickly. Now, this is not a substitute for not being in decent shape or taking care of yourself or getting adequate sleep or nutrition. But what it will do for you is build a massive amount of willpower very, very quickly. Sometimes this can be referred to as the eyes of a hawk. Practitioners who do a lot of this work tend to have a highly penetrating gaze, and it can be a little disconcerting for others. That said, your willpower responds the way a muscle responds. The more you work with it, the stronger you get, and it goes through the exact same stress adaptation cycle that everything in the 60 Skills curriculum goes to. Because, quite literally, what we're doing is a form of physics. What works for increasing the number of push-ups you can do, or the number of miles you can run, or the amount of weight you can lift, the mind responds exactly the same way. The more you stress it within certain limits, after its recovery period, when you come back, it's stronger and you have more of it. And because willpower in particular is something that we all have limited amounts of, this approach of learning to focus the mind like a laser ends up building strength at this incredibly quickly. Now, this needs to be counterbalanced with the releasing techniques so you're not rocking around acting like a jerk all the time, but it will allow you to get a lot more done. So the second step, and the one that I recommend for all beginning practitioners, is learning how to concentrate, because this is going to build your willpower. Between that and the Mala method, making things a natural habit, it's a hard combination to beat. And many people have overcome many problems over thousands of years just by using these two techniques. Next, we're going to get to something a little rarer. This is the creation of an elementary. You can create an elementary that in turn encourages you to do something. And this is really the best use of an elementary. Servitors, familiar spirits, all this other kinds of thing have their place. But elementaries need to be specific. Things like, I will work on my clairvoyance. I will work on my single-pointed concentration exercises. I will practice 2 hours a day. I will do one thing or another. The elementary ends up being that reminder in the back of your mind, and then give you a little jolt sometimes too, depending upon how energetic they are, to encourage you to do something. Now, this is generally a higher level skill, and one that requires access to your own Akasha non-dual light to really implement perfectly. But it is a very effective technique for engaging in change that you want to have occur to you that you're having problems with. So, again, the 3 main things I would advise in order to make meditation practice easy are the Mala method, to change your belief structure, the single-pointed focus exercises to give you more willpower, and later on, when you have the ability, the creation of elementaries to encourage you to work on specific things. And that pretty much covers the best way you can become a master level practitioner. Because the simple fact of the matter is, having someone yell at you to make you do something isn't nearly as effective as yelling at yourself. So if you enjoyed today's lecture, please hit the subscribe button and give us a like down below. And if you would like to learn more about the 60 Skills curriculum, look in the details section of the video down below. Otherwise, train hard and be well.